Ever have those moments where you swear tomorrow's the day you'll get your life together? Start the habits, fix your routines, finally move toward the goals you keep thinking about. And then tomorrow looks exactly like today? We call it laziness, but most of the time it's not. When you break down a normal day, the hours gone, the energy drained, and the fact that no one ever taught you how to start any of this, you realize something important. You're stuck in the gap between your ambition and your capacity. And that's exactly what I want to unpack in this video. Let's start with something simple. A normal weekday. Not a bad day, not a chaotic day, just the day most of us are living. For me, that's 9 hours of work. Not great, not terrible, just 9 hours gone. Then 2 hours of commuting, an hour there, an hour back. By the time I even get home, 11 hours of the day are already gone. Sleep, that's 7 hours on a good night, nothing crazy, just what your body needs to function. Routines, showering, brushing teeth, getting ready, shutting down at night, that's another hour. Exercise, another hour. And then you have the things nobody fully accounts for. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, dishes, groceries, messaging people back, fixing something that broke, paying a bill, the little things that aren't little when you add them up. And if you have kids, a partner, or a family who needs you, add up even more time you don't control. Put that all together and it hits you. Before you even get to your goals, your day is basically gone. So where exactly is lazy supposed to fit in here? We like to say we all have the same 24 hours, but really, when you look at your 24, you don't. The truth is simple. You're not lazy. Your responsibilities win the day long before your goals even get a turn. We're not fighting laziness. We're fighting a schedule that was already full before the day started. Even on the rare days you do get time, you hit a different wall. We were taught how to follow instructions. At school, at work, everywhere. Someone tells you the steps, you follow them. You get a grade, you get paid, you get approval. But when you get home and you want to change your life, there's no set of instructions. And I learned that the hard way. When I first started learning Japanese, I did everything right. I watched tutorials, I bought books, I downloaded apps, and every single one of them told me to start somewhere different. One of them said start with kana, another said skip it. One said grammar first, and another said vocabulary first. One said immersion, and another said avoid immersion. So I was doing everything, but going nowhere. And this wasn't just language learning. It showed up in fitness routines, career skills, starting YouTube, trying to build a better schedule. I wasn't unmotivated, I just didn't have a blueprint. Nobody teaches you how to design your own starting point. Nobody shows you how to break big goals into something you can actually pick up after work. Nobody explains what to do when every tutorial contradicts the last one. So you freeze. Not because you don't care, but because you were never taught how to turn I want this into a real path. You know that feeling when your body finally sits down and your brain just taps out? Even on the days you do have time, your energy is gone. After a full day at work, a commute, dealing with people, solving problems, making decisions, and carrying everything your mind is holding in the background, sit down to start your goal and your mind just shuts off. For me, it literally comes down to something as simple as where I sit. If I sit at my desk, I might get something done. If I sit at the sofa, that's it, my day's over. A different seat, a completely different outcome. Some nights I plan to study or work on something productive, and then I blink, and suddenly it's midnight and I'm wondering where all the time went. And then there are the days off. You think, okay, I'm finally off work, now I can make some progress. But here's what really happens. The overflow from your week, the errands you pushed, the tasks you didn't get to, the things you forgot you needed to handle, all that starts eating into the little time you thought you had. And the truth is, those days are recovery days. Your body is attempting to heal from the busy week. Your brain is trying to calm down and your emotions are catching up. So instead of making progress, you feel guilty for not making progress. Your days off aren't just extra time, they're repair time. And we all deserve some amount of rest, relaxation, or enjoyment in our lives. Your brain isn't lazy, it's done. And this is where it starts to feel personal. Because you want more, you care, you think about your goals constantly, you picture the life you want, the version you're trying to become. And then the day ends, and you didn't do anything for your future self. So you promise yourself you'll start next week, or next month, or whenever work calms down, or when your life calms down, or when you calm down. But next week looks the same, and the month after that looks the same. And the guilt builds. You start asking yourself questions that cut deeper than, why am I lazy? You start thinking, how am I this behind at my age? And that line hits harder than any missed habit or routine, because now it's not about the goal, it's about you. Some days I cross off half my to-do list, work stuff, home stuff, errands, and I still feel like I didn't move anything forward at all, like I was busy all day, but didn't build anything. And that's when it clicked. This isn't a laziness problem, it's an overload problem, a no blueprint problem, a no energy left problem, a trying to build a whole new life and the leftovers of your day problem. And nobody wins in that setup. So let's talk about one small shift, not a plan, not a full routine, just one change that can actually help when your days look like this. Make the beginning of your goals as easy as possible to step into. Lower the resistance on the thing you want to do, and then raise the resistance on what actually pulls you away. For me, that meant two things. I removed friction by keeping my tools ready, my laptop open, my notes visible, and my starting point obvious. And I intentionally created friction in the areas where I shut down. If my sofa kills my productivity, I don't sit on it. And if I do end up there, then I bring my laptop so I can still chip away at something small. If my phone distracts me, I leave it in another room. If a task feels too big, I break it down into tiny pieces instead of one giant one. Not so I can finish everything, just so I can start something. Because nothing in my own routine was built for starting. It was built for getting through the day. It sounds small, but it completely changes how your evenings feel. You don't need more motivation, you need less resistance. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. You're not lazy, you're overloaded. You're tired, you're under-supported, and you were never taught how to start the things that matter to you. You're trying to build a better life in the scraps of your day after giving your best energy to work, responsibilities, and everyone around you. That's not a character flaw, that's a mismatch between your ambition and the system you're trying to build it in. You're not behind. You're learning how to work with a life that you actually have. You're learning how to design your own blueprint, and that alone puts you further than you realize. If you want the next layer of this, the part where everything looks fine on the outside but feels wrong on the inside, this video on screen is where I'd go next.